It's time to have fun, boys! Make sure you kill them all!
Oh gosh. The devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops, but a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Malix and I looked to see Eris with her hand in the air, post-snap.
Eris? What are you doing?
Enough, Malix! We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
Smart girl. Smart girl. I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue as Malix got angry again.
Like hell you are! Boys, do as I say, or else!
None of the boys moved. Eris is the one controlling the show here. Eris snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush back past her and out another way from the warehouse.
Malix, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Shut your mouth!
Malik summoned his gun to his hand and shot multiple times at Eris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappear by us. Wow. By us? Oh. She shook her head, letting out a sigh before grabbing Malix by the neck and pulling him off of me. Malix started to choke as Eris stared coldly at him.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
Eris looked at me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
Thanks, Eris. You're actually, decently cool, or at least half decent. She then turned back to Malix, glaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
And with that, Eris vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped. I looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with a large police siren megaphone staring at me in surprise.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
He's gone. Eris took him and left. They won't be coming back. It was all so surreal. I was helped by a devil, but I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that was all that mattered. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention of his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see
Nice.
here.
I kind of like me, defending myself instead of having to rely on one of the boys to help me out. Even Damien. All together, we began to walk out of the warehouse back home. And there was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Malix was gone, and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body as the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down in my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
There we go.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
Even I want to hug Sam. He was actually worried about me.
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
Damien, man of very few words. I looked at Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know about my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, bed sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much had happened, and I felt dizzy just trying to figure it out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
No. Grandpa wanted you guys here, and I think you earned it. You guys earned your stay here. The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal, and were now waiting for me to decide their fate. Oh, this is an easy one for me. Of course I want them to stay. They're cool. They're cool guys. I gulped, face to face with the reality of the situation. The boys were leaving it up to me. They looked like they were willing to accept whatever I had demanded. It was only fair, though, after all that had happened. I looked at Damien, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but would he ask to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. and he knew what I wanted. Damien moved and stepped to me, staring into my eyes with almost pleading eyes. His eyes made me want to whimper in guilt, but then he spoke.
I know we've only been here for a short while, but you've done so much for us just by giving us a place to stay. However, if I may be honest, I really would like us to stay here longer. Can we?
My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boys stared at Damien wide-eyed, but didn't dare to speak out, because, this is the longest that Damien has ever spoken in front of us. It was like complete sentences, a complete paragraph even. Damien stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision. If they left in the morning, I would never see them again, and my life could return to normal. If I did decide to let them go, that would have been for the best. No goodbyes, no delays. But did I want to? They had done so much for me in such a small amount of time. Let them stay, without hesitation. I wanted them to stay. I wanted him to stay. I merely smiled, staring at the man I had come to have feelings for before speaking at last. I would love it if you all could stay. The boys cheered tiredly, but none of the less enthusiastically. I giggled at the sight. It was cute to see everyone so excited, despite the tiredness that ran equally through our bodies. Today was a rough day. My home is your home, as long as you can still help with the chores. The boys nodded in unison, agreeing to the terms I had set for them. Despite the good situation, I felt myself slowly slipping into unconsciousness. However, James quickly clapped his hands together, getting everyone's attention and waking me up, making sure I didn't pass out on the floor.
All right, everyone. We're all very tired, so let's head to bed, shall we?
Oh! Yeah, sleep is actually a thing.
Yeah, I know.
We've had a very long day, but it will be good to just relax tonight and tomorrow.
Sleep sounds really good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I watched a small smile grow on Damien's lips. He shared my excitement, knowing that we would be together longer. Who knew how long we would stay together? All I cared about was that I would be with him. Aww. The others quick left to finally rest, leaving me and Damien alone at last. My heart fluttered a bit as Damien walked closer to me. He was happy. It was really cute to see him that way, so I didn't do anything but smile back.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, Damien. I'm happy to have you stay here. I watched his smile brighten a bit before he cleared his throat and looked up at me with a serious face. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself sway a bit in my feet. However, Damien's face made it clear that he wanted to say something else, making me forget that my bed was also calling for me. Damien nodded before holding out a hand to me.
Come on. Let's get you to bed.
I nodded before Damien gently lifted me up into his arms like a bride and carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, leaning my head against Damien's chest. But eventually I was slowly lowered to my bed and covered with my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes, but I was too tired to strip or care. I looked at Damien, fighting a yawn from escaping me as he gently ran a hand over my hair.
Good night. I'll make breakfast for you in the morning.
Thank you. I nodded with a tired smile before watching him slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I made a good choice. Sure, it would be hard, but I could tell that I would be able to manage it. Help around the house and being with a man whom I was slowly starting to fall for would be worth it. I slowly felt my exhaustion take over. I let sleep consume me as I drifted into the darkness in my mind. Everything was peaceful. I was happy. Aww. Seduce me. So that was the game, guys. I really enjoyed that. I really did. Like I said, it had a really great storyline. It was really cool. Oh wow. Hello. Did time just freeze again? Oh.
You are an interesting creature.
Eris? I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
What are you doing in my house? I should have protection here. I could only stare up at the woman above me. I felt weak, not having the strength to move or fight her off. What was going on and why was she here?
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. And you don't like me when I'm mad. No, you don't. She must have known, as she let another smirk roll on her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement. I'm liking the fake out, the credits, when the credits started to roll and the fake out ending. Who are you and why are you in my room? The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana? Demon? You're a demon?
I am, but I'm much more than just an average demon.
You're a succubi. What do you mean?
Silly girl.
Oh.
I'm a succubus.
Yeah, succubus. I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi, now a succubus? Great. I had to now meet both genders for sex. I had now met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty.
That's right, sister.
But you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
Oh, really? I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Oh, I just wanted to see who my competition was.
Really now? Competition?
For the boys, of course. They don't belong here, and yet here they remain. I want to know why, and remedy this little issue.
This girl was seriously peeing me off. Issue? What issue? They want to stay here so they can.
Silly, uneducated human. You don't understand the important roles these boys play in the abyssal planes. You keeping them here is practically imprisonment.
Hey, but they wanted to. You have about 10 seconds to leave.
Is that a threat? How cute. What are you going to do? Kill me?
Well... And if I do...
You barely have the strength to stand, little human. I can rip the rest of your energy out and knock you into a coma. You'll never be able to wake up again.
Mm-hmm. Touch me and I'll...
Enjoy every minute of it.
Great. Where's my boyfriend? I felt my body freeze and heat up to almost a painful haze. My mind began to feel fuzzy as Diana stepped to me and caressed my cheek.
Now, you're going to listen to everything I say without any questions. Got it?
I have to give it to her, though. Her outfit is rockin'. She's got a rockin' body with a rockin' outfit. I nodded.
Good. I plan to bring the boys back to the abyssal planes. Why? So that I can take my place as queen of their realm. They have no reason to be here in this silly little world, so I'm going to make sure they return home. Okay, Pumpkin?
I nodded and growled. My rage couldn't be concealed despite the hold I was under. You evil bee.
Call me evil all you want, dearie. I'm not evil. You're just in my way.
I felt Diana lean into my ear and whisper, making me unconsciously shiver in both pleasure and annoyance.
Now, be a good little human and go to bed. I'll make sure they're gone before you get home tomorrow from school, so make sure to say goodbye in the morning.
Oh, you're actually giving me a chance to talk to them. I felt my body move on its own to lay in bed and cover itself with my bed sheets. I glared at Diana the entire way down. Diana laughed at my futility. Yeah, she's using her powers on me. I'll get you.
Oh, please do.
Oh, that's the woman. That's the one that we saw with Lisette. All of a sudden, her voice deepened and became cold and demonic, sending a violent, scared shiver down my spine. Her red eyes practically illuminated in the darkness of my room as she glared at me. This is the demon that was behind Lisette.
Give me a reason to make your life a living hell.
I've already got demons in my life, so what do you think, sister? I gritted my teeth, trying to fight back against the hold on me. She couldn't have been that tough. She needed energy to survive, right? I was sure she couldn't have enough power to hold me down forever. Diana then laughed and returned to normal.
Oh, and make sure you don't tell the boys I was here. I want my visit to be a surprise.
Are you gonna stop me from doing that too? I felt the hold on me disappear, allowing me to sit up and practically growl at Diana in rage. What's stopping me?
Then you must not care about your friends and family as much as you care for the boys.
Oh, jeez. I stopped and stared. What did she mean by that? Was that a threat to my family? Diana smirked at me, knowing the confusion behind my eyes. But if I tell them, they might be able to help me and my family. I mean, they have powers too. If I tell them, they might be able to help my family. If I don't tell them and she ends up getting what she wants, what's to stop her from going after my family anyway? I mean, that's how I'm thinking about it.
Let's just say that if you tell the boys about me, I'll make sure that no one will care for you. And you'll be all alone in this little house until the day you die.
Oh, so that's what you're gonna threaten me with. I could feel fear creeping to me. Alone? How could she do that? The word demon reverberated in my head, reminding me that I was facing off against something supernatural. A human with a shield versus a devil was one thing. A human on her own versus a demon was another.
Have a good night.
And with that, Diana sank into the floor through a magic purple pentagram, which disappeared as her head vanished onto the floor. I couldn't believe it. I had one problem and I had another. Instead of a crazy psycho devil who wanted to kill me and the boys, I had a succubus wanting to ruin my life and take the boys away. Could my life get any worse? No, I wasn't going to let her win. She's not as powerful as she looks. I know it. I had to mentally confirm it. She wasn't going to win. The boys wanted to stay with me. I let out a sigh before closing my eyes, affirming my plan of action. No matter what she was going to do, I was going to beat her. Eventually, the morning arrived, and the sun screamed at me to get up. Surprisingly, I woke up before my alarm clock once again, which was nice. I stretched out and quickly got dressed, getting ready for school. She expects me to say goodbye to the boys. I will say good morning, and will see them when I come back. No way I'm going to say goodbye. I scooped up my bag and headed downstairs to the dining room, seeing the boys already eating a delicious selection of food. The smell made my stomach growl wildly as the sight of the food drew me to walk further into the room.
Good morning, miss. Did you sleep well?
Before I could lie, hiding the incident in the back of my mind, Damien furrowed his eyebrows and stopped eating. He knows.
She's here.
The boys, I didn't have to tell them. That's good, I didn't have to say anything. The boys looked at Damien in confusion while I cursed his ability silently in my mouth.
Damien, what's up with you? Of course she's here. She kinda owns the house.
Damien looked at me, wanting me to explain for him. However, the threats that Diana gave me last night warned me to keep my mouth shut. I'm wondering if the fact that Damien ends up being the one that I end up with, if this helped me because he can read my mind, or does he do this anyway? Even if I was with another boy, would Damien still be able to do this? I'm not sure. Damien looked to me, wanting me to explain for him. Oh, okay. I'm not scared of Diana. I'm not scared of Diana. She says I'm reckless? Girl, I'll show you how reckless I am. Damien pressed his lips together into a fine line. The other boys looked at me with a raised eyebrow. A girl named Diana came by last night. I'm telling them because we're gonna beat her together.
Diana? Is she important?
Did she try to hurt you?
She's going to. She's a succubus. That single word made the boys stop and stare at me. I looked to each boy, unsure what was going through their minds. Should I have avoided it? Nope, too late. I'm going through it.
So, she's come to try and bring us back.
She must really be desperate.
Well, what should we do now?
Nothing. She'll give up eventually.
Will she?
The boys continued to look at me as if I knew the answer to that question. Damien, she said that if I told you, she'd make my life a living hell. She can't possibly do that, right? She's not a devil.
No, she isn't. However, she is a very powerful demon.
So we're gonna have to slay her then.
She's a master of mind manipulation and has been trained in illusion. Unlike other demons who use strength to get power, she uses her charisma.
Oh, well, we're gonna have to set that straight.
She has the power to make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. That's why she's so obsessed with us.
That means it'll be that much more satisfying to beat her down. What? What do you mean?
Well, she sort of has family ties to us.
But not to
She was
Damien.
promised to marry one of us in exchange for more power.
But Damien's not a noble. Damien's not a noble. So she can get her keep her meat hooks off of him.
She's just some whacked up hussy who doesn't know how to close her legs. She's not a real threat.
Thank you, Sam. Now Sam is getting major points for me.
Oh, really? I feel insulted.
Oh gosh. The boys and I looked around the room, wondering where the voice came from. I felt cold sweat down the back of my neck in fear, remembering what kind of power she had. I'm not afraid of you. At last we saw Diana by the entrance to the kitchen, juggling a single red apple in her hand as she leaned against the thin archway. The boys quickly surrounded me, glaring at the intruder.
So, you took up a human name as well.
Beautiful name, isn't it? Well, for a human name anyway.
I'm not afraid of you.
What the hell do you want?
To bring you back, of course. However, you weren't supposed to know that I was coming. I
Sorry.
completely forgot about that little mind-reading ability. My mistake.
Sorry. Diana pushed off from the archway and walked towards us, making the boys step closer to me in a protective circle. Diana laughed.
My. What has the world come to? A group of demons protecting a human girl? I'll tell you right now, she's not that pretty. And from what I can tell, she's still a virgin.
Jealous. My face grew red in complete anger and embarrassment. How dare she? Oh no! I stepped up, gently pushing the boys away to be face to face with Diana. She does not scare me, honey. I was furious as she was about to feel my wrath. You are in my house. You are an intruder. You have no power here.
Oh, really? Do I have to remind you of the power I have, dear?
Whatever, hun. With a snap of her fingers, my mind suddenly locked up and I felt blank. I could see the world around me, but I lost control of my body. The boys quickly reformed around me with James gripping into Diana's wrists in anger.
You will leave this instant.
Or what? You'll kill me? I completely dare you to.
Let me do it. I could use the
No,
weekend.
nope, I got this. Let me do it. I did it. I almost did it to the other thing.
Don't.
The boys looked at Damien while Diana smirked at my blank state. I wanted to fight this hold, but her power held me down.
And why not?
She wants us to kill her. If she dies, then civil war starts in the demon world.
Very good, sweetie.
What if I'm the one who kills her?
What happens in the demon world doesn't concern us anymore. We live here now.
Well, I don't want there to be war in the demon world either.
The demons will come to the human world and hunt us down before attacking each other.
Okay, so Damien's the voice of reason here. I'm trusting what he's saying. The demons will come to the human world all because of her?
You sneaky bitch.
With another snap of Diana's fingers, I was released from her hold, almost buckling to my knees.
Well, will you all change your minds? I assure you, it's for the greater good.
I expected the boys to say no. What I heard was complete silence. None of the boys replied to Diana, which made me both nervous and fearful as to why. Diana leaned her back a bit, surprised for a different reason.
No. Well, I see.
Was silence truly them saying no to her? I looked around at the boys and saw the disobedience in their eyes, giving me my answer. I felt my heart flutter, especially when my eyes landed on Damien. He kept close to me, glaring daggers into Diana. I could feel that he was completely adamant in his choice to stay. I don't know what, but I was incredibly happy to know he wanted to stay. Diana sighed and pressed a finger into her temple, rubbing it gently.
Either all of you are playing a very convincing hard-to-get game, or you all must be out of your minds.
Get out! Diana then looked to me, locking her gaze with mine as if to read me. I could tell she wanted me to do something, but the boys would stop her, so the stare was her only available action. After a small moment of silence, Diana licked her lips before breaking the gaze, battle and smiling to the boys around me.
Very well. I guess I'll take my leave now.
Yeah. Let the door hit you on the way out, too. What? Her leave? Was she serious? The boys around me straightened up and grew confused looks on their faces as Diana stepped back and away from us with a small bow, flaunting her cleavage. Without another word, a deep purple pentagram appeared under her feet, and Diana's body slowly sank into the floor. As her head vanished into the floor, the pentagram vanished. At once, the boys relaxed and slowly began to return to their spots at the table, each in deep thought.
She'll be back, but she won't kill us. She needs us alive.
Great.
Whatever. We'll just keep saying no. She can't force us to come back.
She can't do anything but annoy us. Eventually, she'll give up.
That's the hope, anyway.
Hopefully. Damien walked over to me and stood before me, looking at me with concern.
We'll protect you. Don't worry.
Can I hug you now, please? Oh, I can't. I nodded, feeling that he was telling the truth, or at least a hopeful and comforting thought. Damien gently took my hand in his and brought it up to kiss my knuckles, however, making me blush and forget what I was thinking about. The sound of collective chuckles and playful snickers whispered through the air, making me blush even more. But as Damien sighed and cleared his throat, the laughter stopped. I looked up to see he was glaring at his brothers with his lips on my hand. He and I pulled away from each other just as the sound of Naomi's car appeared. I quickly ate my food, waved to the boys, and left, confident that nothing was going to happen. Never ever say nothing will happen before the day is over. I avoided talking about the ride back home yesterday, saying that the ride was a one-time thing. I'll be riding with you guys from now on to and from school. The girls seemed very happy. We entered the school, quickly gathered our things from our lockers, and headed to class. There were no events, to our surprise. History wasn't exactly fun, but our teacher was great. At least he would have been great it would have been great if he was in class that day. Naomi and Suzu took their seats around me. Suzu in front of me, Naomi beside me, before the class bell rang and the class was greeted by the dean.
Students, you'll be having a substitute for class today.
Everyone oh no, meet. Is it Diana? Oh god.
Miss Diana.
Great. My heart stopped. At the door with the dean was Diana, looking over the students and smirking as her eyes landed on me. She strutted to the teacher's desk, ignoring or welcoming the whispers from the other students before sitting on the wood, uncrossing her legs.
Thank you, Dean. You can go
Great.
now.
With a wave of Diana's hand, the dean left the classroom, closed the door, and left the area. Diana smiled at us, making my stomach turn. What was she going to do?
So, history. History. Such a silly thing, isn't it? I mean, what do we care about the past? We're in the present.
Oh yeah, well, I'd like to make you history, Missy. The rest of the class, including Miss Naomi and Suzu, hesitantly nodded in agreement, unsure about this new teacher, but willing to listen to more of what she had to say.
The present is so full of wonderful things. While the labors of the past are the reason we have many things, it is our chance and privilege to utilize what has been given to us.
Her charm was almost infectious. The class was practically starting to eat out of her hand.